Hey Turnips, so today I'll be teaching us how to do a no-bake cheesecake. It's so simple, easy, and it's just a really delicious recipe, especially if you want to give it as a gift for your Valentine since the holidays are coming up. And without further ado, let's get started. Okay, for this video, I'll be teaching us how to assemble your cheesecake so that it looks really beautiful and delicious. And you can use it as a gift for any friends, family, and for your Valentine as well. So we started with our cream cheese, of course, since it's a cheesecake. And since this cream cheese has to be really soft, we're going to leave our cream cheese for at least 2 hours at room temperature. Unfortunately for this step, you cannot really microwave cheesecake, so do not do that. I do not recommend it. And this is a really simple, fast recipe, so promise me, we are cutting a lot of corners and it's going to be really easy. Just don't cut this corner. At this point, I'm just adding my granulated sugar. And just like with any recipe, we could cream it, but I'm going to set it aside first. And we are going to start whipping our heavy whipping cream. I know it's kind of hard to believe, but this heavy whipping cream will become cream, even though the texture right now seems like it's like milk. So once you start whipping it, adding that beautiful air to your cream, it'll start thickening up, and before you know it, it'll turn into cream. And of course, to incorporate that air into our cream, we are going to whisk it. You guys could also hand whisk if you guys don't have a mixer, but I think certainly using a mixer helps. I really think that this no-bake cheesecake formula is the greatest formula for a Valentine's gift because not only is it fast and easy and you can just grab all your supplies from your local supermarket, it will also seem effortless as well. But of course your Valentine does not need to know that since it's going to be really beautiful when you plate it, and we're going to make it seem like we put in lots of time, lots of effort, and it's all good. And you can see here that it started thickening up. You see bubble formations at the rim of the edges, and that's when you know your cream is getting thicker and thicker, and that is the consistency that you're looking for. And before you know it, you can see that it's really thickening up and you don't see any more bubbles, but just cream and cream, all layers of cream. Okay, wow, that was a lot of cream. And we are going to tap off the excess of the cream at the tip of our whisk with the rims, and then we are going to, make a mess like I always do right there. Okay, so now back to our cream cheese and sugar. We are going to whisk them together, and you feel like you're having a hard time to whisk that sugar and cream it together with your cream cheese. That means that it's not softened yet, so just keep on mixing or just break it into small pieces, and before you know it, it's actually really smooth. And as shown right there, we are going to add in our heavy whipping cream that's already in cream format, and we are going to mix them all together. And since I don't have vanilla extract, I'm going to add in my vanilla syrup that has vanilla extract in it. So just to give that a nice boost of flavor. And if you guys have vanilla extract, definitely use that. Recently, I stopped by AC Moore and picked up this really colorful and cute paper book. And it's just perfect for adding small little messages. And it has a variety of designs as shown. And I used it before in my cream brulee eggshell, so check that out as well. At this point, I'm going to cut out a square so that it's easier for me to shape the heart. And I'm just going to write a message if you guys want, but since I have no message for this video, I'm just going to cut out a heart. I guess share some love and hit the subscribe button. And for this step, you could be really as creative as you want. But of course, what is cheesecake without Oreos? So we are going to smash our Oreos. And I'm going to smash it in a Ziploc bag to make it easier for me. And I think using your hands to crush is not a bad idea. It's actually pretty effective as well. Unless you're a perfectionist, you do not have to worry about having the cream in the Oreo. It's going to be all mixed up, and before you know it, you're not going to even notice the cream as much. So I've already cut some of my strawberries in the shape of a heart or in the shape of a mountain, and you could be as creative as you want. And using some of the Oreos that we smashed earlier, we're going to place them in the center. So technically, the Oreo is supposed to be the ground, and the strawberries are supposed to be the hills. And in the middle, we are going to pipe our no-bake cheesecake, and it's so delicious and easy to pipe. And hopefully at this point you have already written your message on your heart so that it will be extra sweet and extra thoughtful as well. And to finish the look, we are going to sprinkle some of our Oreo crumbs just to give that nice finish, and we are going to sprinkle some of our confectioner sugar so that it creates that nice beautiful snow effect. And I don't know about you guys, but I really like that snow effect. And to achieve that nice snow effect, I added some of my confection sugar onto my really fine sifter so that when I tap on the side, it's going to sprinkle little bits of sugar. Wow, isn't that beautiful? And for our next setup, we are going to create our no-bake cheesecake in a mason jar, so you could just deliver it to your Valentine or to your friend. And last but not least, you can always make it for yourself. It can never hurt to eat cheesecake. For those who are super lazy, just like me, I use a can of whipped cream, and it just makes my life so much easier by just whipping it and create that nice little first layer. But of course, you always have the option of using more of your heavy whipping cream and whisk it so that it's really creamy and create the same effect. And for my second layer, I'm going to add in freshly cut strawberries to create that nice beautiful pink look. Now moving on to our cheesecake, we are going to pipe in some of our no-bake cheesecake and to create that really nice delicious cheesecake later as well. I also recommend taking the time to smooth out that cheesecake so that you have a really even layer, so when you pour your Oreos it does not go everywhere like I am showing right now. I guess for this part we could definitely put in a little bit more effort. But that's okay, if you mess up it's going to taste just as great. And then I added some more Oreos and I'm going to create another layer, but this time I'm going to add bananas. And at this point you could call this cheesecake your strawberry banana cheesecake. Wow, it sounds really fancy, but trust me, it's so easy and so delicious. And now thinking about with hindsight, I should have layered every layer with a layer of Oreo so that it really defines the layer of cream, banana, or your cream cheesecake. And with heavy whipping cream or whipped cream, we should also make sure that the layer is well adjusted so that there's not much air. So when we put in our strawberries will not look like it has already sunk into the bottom and you cannot see the strawberries. Just a quick tip. Even though our cream cheese is really sweet and it's really creamy, I really think that the strawberries actually really bring out that tangy touch to it so that there's a nice balance between cream and tangy. I certainly think that the strawberry really makes that cream cheese cheesecake really light and delicious. It does not make it really heavy and it's just great. And for my second to last layer that we're going to place on top, we are going to place our cream cheese cheesecake. And we're going to sprinkle some Oreos on top to make that really beautiful look as well. And by having a layer of Oreo on top, it just makes it easier to absorb the moisture of the cream. And it also keeps everything intact since it's pretty much firm. Just take that extra step and just pack your Oreo on top, make sure it's firm so that it really keeps your layers together. And I think the great thing about using a mason jar is that you can see all the beautiful layers and you do not want your layers to be ruined, so just take that extra step and pack it well. And before you know it, you're done. And we're going to seal it with our mason jar cap. That was super easy, super delicious, and it looks really cool. And here's a 360 degrees side view for you guys. Unlike our previous plating, this mason jar is just great because you guys can also deliver to your friend. And just make sure that it's cold so that your cream does not spoil. Of course, here's a zoom in look. And here's the other side. And here's another zoom in close-up shot. And for those who want to take it up a notch, we are going to create the plating for our dessert for dinner. And usually we are going to use a bigger plate so that it makes it beautiful and generous. And we are going to first sprinkle our Oreo layer as the ground. And just like before, we are going to pipe our cream cheese on top. And if you guys are struggling with piping, that's okay. You guys can always use a flat surface like a butter knife and just like shape around the edges to make it really smooth and beautiful. A decent amount is okay, and do not worry about filling it too much, but definitely do not fill the plate. And before you know it, you guys could definitely share this dessert together. One dessert for two. And as shown right here, I'm just giving a gentle pat and just like touching the sides of the rim so that it just gives it a really nice smooth texture. And before you know it, it looks really good. Just like before, we are going to decorate with strawberries and just give that beautiful look. And we're going to cut our strawberries with a triangle at the very top to create a heart shape. And we're going to stick that in the middle. And here's the aftermath of adding the confectioner's sugar on top. I think it's just really mesmerizing. And now a gentle sprinkle of Oreo doesn't hurt. And just when you think that we're almost done, we are definitely not done. You guys could also add one more extra step to really enhance the look. And our last step is going to use our whipped cream. And with our can of whipped cream, we will create that beautiful star pattern around it. And if you guys don't have a can of whipped cream, like I said before, you guys could use your heavy whipping cream and just pipe it onto a piping bag with a nice star tip. You guys could be certainly creative with this, and I'm going to sprinkle a little bit more Oreos on top to create that nice finish. And there we go, we're finally done, and it's so delicious and so pretty. Okay, maybe I lied just a little bit. We are going to add in our Oreo to complete the look. Now you're really done. And just a couple more zoom in screenshots. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this really easy tutorial on how to make the no-bake cheesecake. It's effortless, so simple and easy, and even if you mess up, it's going to taste just as great. And certainly you guys could be really creative with this. I decided to use this as a present in a mason jar, and you guys could also serve it as a dessert on a plate, and just be really creative. If you guys like what I do, hit that subscribe button and check out my other videos. And until next time, bye!